My cousin spent my college fund at the casino, so I turned her life into one long losing streak. My aunt always called me the backup niece. She'd pull my cousin into every photo and hand her the best gifts, then toss me whatever was left in a wrinkled bag. My cousin was the one everyone fussed over at dinner, the one who could break a window or skip school and still get a kiss on the head. I was the invisible one, the coat rack at family gatherings, the emergency contact only when it was convenient. When my uncle died, my aunt made sure I was erased from the will. She even looked me in the eyes at the funeral and said, maybe next time you'll matter. My cousin sold off every family heirloom for cash and blew it all on vacations and designer bags. The only thing left untouched was the college fund my parents had saved for me. But when I turned 18 and checked the account, it was empty. My cousin had gambled it all away in a single weekend at some casino in Atlantic City. I didn't get an apology either. I got a group text saying, it happens, lol. After that, I packed my things and moved across the country, worked 2 jobs, put myself through school and built a life. Then out of nowhere, my cousin and aunt started blowing up my phone. My cousin had lost everything gambling, and my aunt had lost her house co-signing her loans. Suddenly, I was the only family they had left. They asked if they could stay with me just for a few months until things got better. I told them, of course. I bought them first-class tickets and picked them up from the airport in a new car. My aunt started crying in the backseat, thanking me for forgiving her. My cousin acted like we were best friends. When we got to my place, I showed them the basement, all freshly renovated, and told them it was theirs for as long as they needed and gave them rules. They weren't allowed guests, they wouldn't have their own keys, they wouldn't get Wi-Fi, and they couldn't leave without checking in with me. I told them I'd bring food and whatever else they needed. They smiled, though it never reached their eyes, and through gritted teeth said they understood. I could actually see them biting their tongues. The first week I left them groceries, ramen, cheap frozen pizza, and water. Every night I'd cook myself steak and roast vegetables upstairs. I never invited them, just made sure the smell drifted down the stairs. Days turned into weeks, and the basement started to feel smaller for them every day. Birthdays came and went with nothing but a plain cupcake on a paper plate. If they heard people talking, they weren't allowed to come up and join us. The only TV I left them was stuck on static. When they asked for books or board games, I'd tell them I'd forgotten, and maybe I'd remember next week. If they called my name, I pretended not to hear. I never called them by name, just the guests. When my cousin got sick, I drove her to urgent care and dropped her at the door. I told the nurse, we're not that close, just helping out. She sat in the waiting room by herself since I also didn't allow my aunt to leave the basement. My aunt begged me to let her call a friend for help or just to talk to someone else. I smiled and told her, nobody wants to hear from you now. When winter turned into spring, they stopped asking for things and started leaving their meals untouched. My aunt's eyes looked hollow, and my cousin barely spoke. They tried apologizing a few times, but I always told them I was busy with work. After 6 months, they finally begged to leave. So I packed their things in trash bags and called a cab. I handed them an envelope with a single family photo inside. My face was taped over both of theirs, and a note that read, you said I should be grateful for scraps. Funny how now you beg for mine. I never heard from them again.